And follow every breath from its beginning to its end. Imagine there's a box shape in front of your eyes, and you're going to follow that box around, breathing in along the one edge. When you get to the corner, hold your breath for that whole length of the box. When you hit the corner again, breathe out along line 3 or edge 3. When you get to the corner, hold your breath until you've returned back to the beginning. Breathing in along the top edge, turning the corner, breathing, holding your breath. Turning the corner to breathe out. Turning the corner to hold breath. And continue. If your shape, if your box looks a little bit more like a rectangle than a square, then that is fine. This breathing helps your lungs to find their best functionality. It helps the intercostal muscles in your ribcage to strengthen. When you got to the completion of your next box or next round box, allow your breathing then to return to its natural rhythm. And if you're seated, lay yourself down onto your back. You may wish to use a belt or something similar, although it's totally optional, you don't have to. But if you do wish to place the belt or the bands around your foot, then we're going to begin in a hamstring stretch. So if you don't want to use a belt or you don't have anything available to you, just gently hold your leg somewhere. Maybe it's on the thigh, maybe it's on the calf, maybe it's on the foot, or depends on limb length and flexibility. But just be in a place where you can be relaxed in your shoulders. The useful thing about having a strap around your foot as well is that you can create the stretch in your calf at the same time, if you so wish, or you can allow your foot to be a bit more relaxed to take the calf stretch away. Breathe, softness up the back of your leg. Now hopefully you already feel like you've sunk into the move a little, the position, that you're more comfortable with the space that you're in. So maintaining that relaxed feeling in the back of your leg, see if you can pull the leg in closer to you. If at any point it feels like you're fighting, back off. The fight just causes you to tighten up a little bit more. We're in our last 30 seconds. Come as close to the edge as you can. And then gently back off, just a touch. Still going to keep the band or the belt onto that leg, and then just draw the leg across your body towards the opposite side, but without your back and your hips lifting off the floor. So we're not twisting, we're just pulling the leg across to get the stretch through the outer hip. So holding the belt in the opposite hand is useful for that. And if you're struggling with the balance, place your other hand onto your hip and just hold your hip down. You can bend your knee as much as you wish as well. Just let it feel like your inner thigh is rolling in and down towards the floor, or rather your knee is then rolling down towards the floor. And just 30 more seconds. See if you can pull on your belt a little to bring your foot an inch or a centimetre or even a millimetre towards your shoulder, the opposite shoulder a little bit more. And we're going to roll over onto whatever side is closest to the floor. You're going to keep the belt on your foot if it's there, bend the knee, then slide the foot around your back, around towards, just fall over, around towards your back. So here, quad stretch. Alternative option is to find the ankle with the hand and then pull the foot in close, or we're going to take the arms up overhead almost so you're cradling your head either side with your triceps. And then your bottom leg here, you can adjust it, you can tuck the knee up, you can straighten the leg out, you can do whatever you want. You can use that to counterbalance yourself. And then you're just going to slowly walk your hands down your band if that's accessible to you. Hold your abdominals in, and then if your knee's lifting away from the hip, just drop it down so it's hip height roughly. Yeah. Then you can adjust how far or how close your heel is to your bum. You might want to just kick it away a little. And every time you get really comfortable in the place that you're in, see if you can challenge the intensity. So that could be walking the hands down the belt, that could be pulling your foot in closer to your bum. Remember, if you get pain anywhere, pain is an indicator to back off. And just because I can't be too serious, this is like a standing, this is like a fallen over dancer's pose. You're going to take 5 more breaths here. At the end of your 5 breaths, gently release. Take your time to come out of it. Roll yourself onto your back. Swap your belt over onto the other foot. And let's begin with the hamstring on that leg. Your other leg, either have the knee bent and the foot flat to the floor, or relax it flat to the floor, your choice, whatever is more comfortable for you. And again, often if your hamstrings are feeling tight, the best way to gauge the stretch is to take your time. Focusing on relaxing the muscles, particularly along the back of the leg as you exhale. You can treat the exhalation as a way of releasing everything that you don't want to keep hold of. So we're breathing out the tightness in the back of the leg. We're breathing out tension. We're breathing out negativity. We're breathing out stiffness. And welcoming in with the inhalation all the things that you want instead. So we welcome in the feeling of looseness, the feeling of comfort. We breathe in the relaxation and the positivity. And just notice how relaxed the leg feels already, and see if you can already go a little deeper. We're in our last minute here. Welcome the intensity in. Never be afraid of the challenge. Two more breaths. And then pass your band into the opposite hand to the leg that it's on. Draw the leg across the body towards the opposite side. Try and keep anchored into the floor. Maybe focus on rolling the top of the thigh in, the knee down towards the ground, just a touch. Just take 3 more breaths here. And then we transition into the quad stretch. Bending the knee to swing the foot around behind, rolling over onto that side of the body completely, moving your arms. I fall over every single time I do. Moving your arms up either side of your head. Starting off gently in the quad stretch. And remembering you can find the foot with the hand if that feels better for you. There's never a right or a wrong. There's always just your own personal way. Allow the knee to go behind your hip to get that extra deep sensation. But just remember you're keeping your hip bones stacked over one another. So if the foot comes too far back, you may just need to adjust your position to still get that deep sensation across the middle part of the thigh. I'm just going to take 3 more deep breaths here. And then slowly making your way out of the pose. Letting the leg go. Ooh, we're going to climb up seated. If the band's attached, remove it. And then slide the opposite leg to the one you've just done out to the side. Tuck the sole of the foot into the inner thigh. So just check that you're comfortable, hip bones are evenly placed. And then we're going to side bend over the length of the leg. But we are going to be here for a few moments, so if it aches to keep your arm up, bend the elbow and let the arm rest on your head. Another option is to create a support for your head with the bottom arm. And you can use, where is it? There we go. A block underneath the elbow as well, so it makes it less stressful. So yeah, the main point of focus here is to feel the length in the lower part of your back on the side of the arm that's lifted. Gently rotate the chest up as if you're trying to turn it towards the ceiling. And if the knee of your supporting leg feels uncomfortable, place something underneath it for support. I'm just going to be here for another 3 breaths. It's not so bad, is it? Your waist and your hip and your lower back will really love it. So gently release. Oh, and then change sides. I don't know, everyone got stuck in that then for a moment. Other leg slides out. Fill any gaps that you have, so maybe underneath the knee, maybe underneath your arm if you want to support it. Opposite arm to the leg that's stretching out, lifts up and over. Again, comfort is the key to this one. It is more challenging to hold the position. But we aren't there for too long. And creating the side bend, if you envision that you're creating a C-shaped bend in your spine. And the C shape is more of like a wonky C shape, to be fair. It's fallen over a little bit, but this bit here creates that C-shaped curve. And we've already matched the time already. Just another 3 deep and long breaths. And slowly release. Just spend a moment just sitting upright, so maybe cross the legs so you're more evenly positioned. Just let your head stack over your neck and shoulders, stack over the rib cage, stack over the hips. So your spine feels almost light. Everyone's posture looks awesome. Moving into swan. Doesn't matter which leg you do first. Taking one leg roughly the width of your mat. You can choose to be 90-90 in your leg position here, folding forwards, or squaring the hips to the floor as we fold over the centre of the shin. Or, because you can do it however you like, you can cross the ankle over the opposite knee and lay on your back instead. So whichever one of those gives you the best stretch for your shape and your body. Filling any space that you have with blocks and cushions. Options for that is you can place it underneath. Where are you, little block? You place it underneath the hip bone of the longer leg that's reaching behind you. That can help you just to relax that part of your hip flexor without it trying to hold you in position. You can place it underneath the butt cheek of the back leg, oh, sorry, the front leg really, for a little bit of stability there. You can even place the block underneath your shoulder or your chest, especially if you feel like you're leaning more to one side when you're on the floor. Bringing your attention into your breathing. Can you let your exhalation be completely effortless? And as long as possible. Taking just 3 more breaths. And then slowly climbing your way out of the pose. Doing whatever you need. Maybe rolling the legs from side to side. Maybe you want to do a few rounds of up, cat, down, cat. Or maybe you just don't want to move. That's okay as well. And then transition to the other side whenever you're ready. So again, either taking the on the back option, the 90-90 option, or the full square hip option. Well, because of the nature of hips and life, often we will have one side which feels completely different to the other. So don't be surprised. And you can even use these first few moments to play around with the position and explore and choose the right place to then settle into. That place that you can find stillness, relaxed, calm, centered. But the stillness helps you to really open. It helps you to relax in moments of difficulty, something that can be transferred into your working life or your everyday life. Just taking 3 more breaths here. And slowly climbing your way up and out of the pose. And then you're going to need either 2 blocks or a foam roller or a bolster or something similar for the next pose. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together, the knees wide. Then whatever you're using, you're going to place the lowest part of it, so the bit that's closest to your bum, is actually going to be between the shoulder blades, up high through the middle of the rib cage, so the centre of the rib cage. And then if you're using blocks, the other blocks are then going to go underneath the base of your skull, so you have support, or up a little bit higher. If you're using a foam roller, the foam roller positioning goes in the same place in your upper back. So it allows your lower back to not be compromised and to not overarch. Then your arms, you can spread them out wide, you can create a Y shape, or take the arms up level with the ears. It all depends on where you need to be, what you want to work on. Your chest, your shoulders, or both. Just as long as you can be comfortable in the place that you're in. You can opt to slide your feet further away from your hips as well if you need a little bit more space in your lower back. Melt over your support. Taking 3 more breaths here. letting the breath fill you completely. Everyone allowing the ribcage to expand bigger than it's expanded before. Challenging the edges of how much inhalation you can take. And bringing your arms down by your sides. Turn the palms to the floor. Tuck your chin and push yourself up off of whatever is there. And then fold forwards, head towards the toes. You can adjust your position, you can take feet wider and further away from your hips to create a bigger space here to fold. It all depends on what feels nice. Maybe focus more on rolling the lower part of your spine or your pelvis back to lengthen the lower part of the spine. Or if there's space and you want to fill it, maybe place a block underneath the head so that you can take some of the strain out of your neck. Feeling the freshness of your inhalation. The freshness creates lightness, creates freedom. Take just 3 more breaths. And then slowly push yourself away from the floor. Roll yourself down onto your back. Or settle into any other comfortable position. Again, comfort is your key thing here. I like to think, as long as you are comfortable in the position you're in, you can relax anywhere. So not just in the ideal setting where you're in a room on your own or with one other person. When you have your favourite relaxing music to listen to or surrounded by your warm and comforting things. But if you can practice this in amongst the craziness, the hecticness, sounds and disturbances, then your ability to relax will improve. You'll just be a better relaxer. So focus now on the sensations through your body. Focus on the sounds that you can hear. Without letting the sounds create any kind of emotional disturbance. So we can be in tune with everything that's going on around us, but not letting it create maybe anger or fear or questions, annoyance, irritation, whatever the sounds could trigger. Taking 5 deep breaths from here, counting back from 5 down to 1. And slowly bringing your awareness back into your physical body. Maybe rubbing the fingers or wriggling the toes. Stretching your arms and legs out, however your body needs to be stretched, moved. And in your own time, in your own way, sit yourself back up.